Imagine a country that, in a matter of decades, transformed itself from a struggling post-war economy to a technological powerhouse, rivaling even the most advanced nations. Sounds like the stuff of science fiction, right? Well, it's not. This is the story of Japan, a nation that has consistently amazed the world with its ability to innovate and adapt. But what's the secret behind Japan's success? Is it a unique cultural heritage, a genius-level workforce, or perhaps something even more fascinating? Today, we're going to explore the shocking truth: Japan's secret to success lies in its willingness to copy and adapt Western innovations. For a long time, Japan has been known for its ability to mimic Western products and technologies. This approach, known as Galapagos or insular, allowed Japan to leapfrog into the global market with cutting-edge technology, often bypassing the traditional R&D phases. By studying and emulating the best of Western innovations, Japan was able to accelerate its own development, creating a snowball effect that propelled the nation forward. One of the best examples of this strategy in action is the Japanese automotive industry. While it's true that Japan has produced some of the most iconic and innovative cars in history, what's often overlooked is the fact that many of these models were direct copies of Western designs. Take, for instance, the legendary Toyota Land Cruiser, which was essentially a carbon copy of the Willys Jeep. Or the Honda Civic, which borrowed heavily from the Volkswagen Golf. These cars not only revolutionized the automotive industry but also helped establish Japan as a major player on the global stage. But why did Japan adopt this approach? The answer lies in the country's unique history and cultural context. In the aftermath of World War II, Japan found itself in a state of economic and social turmoil. The country was occupied by the Allied forces, and its economy was in shambles. However, the Japanese government and business leaders saw an opportunity to rebuild and modernize their country. They realized that by copying and adapting Western innovations, they could bypass the traditional R&D phases and accelerate their own development. This approach was not without its challenges, however. Many critics argued that Japan's reliance on copying Western technology stifled innovation and creativity, and that the country was merely playing catch-up. But the Japanese government and business leaders saw it differently. They believed that by embracing this approach, they could create a unique competitive advantage that would set them apart from other nations. So, what are some of the cars that started it all? Let's take a look at 5 iconic models that demonstrate Japan's willingness to copy and adapt Western innovations. 1. Toyota Land Cruiser, 1947. As we mentioned earlier, the Toyota Land Cruiser was essentially a carbon copy of the Willys Jeep. However, the Japanese engineers did manage to add some unique features, such as a more powerful engine and improved suspension. The Land Cruiser was an instant success, and it quickly became one of the most popular off-road vehicles in the world. 2. Honda Civic, 1972. The Honda Civic was another car that borrowed heavily from the Volkswagen Golf. However, the Japanese engineers did manage to add some unique features, such as a more powerful engine and improved fuel efficiency. The Civic was an instant success, and it quickly became one of the best-selling cars in the world. 3. Nissan Cedric, 1960. The Nissan Cedric was a luxury sedan that was designed to rival the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. However, the Japanese engineers did manage to add some unique features, such as a more powerful engine and improved suspension. The Cedric was an instant success, and it quickly became one of the most popular luxury cars in Japan. 4. Mitsubishi Galant, 1969. The Mitsubishi Galant was a mid-size sedan that was designed to rival the Ford Galaxy. However, the Japanese engineers did manage to add some unique features, such as a more powerful engine and improved fuel efficiency. The Galant was an instant success, and it quickly became one of the best-selling cars in Japan. 5. Subaru 360, 1958. The Subaru 360 was a tiny K car that was designed to rival the Volkswagen Beetle. However, the Japanese engineers did manage to add some unique features, such as a more powerful engine and improved fuel efficiency. The 360 was an instant success, and it quickly became one of the most popular K cars in Japan. In conclusion, Japan's automotive industry is a prime example of the country's willingness to copy and adapt Western innovations. By studying and emulating the best of Western designs, Japan was able to accelerate its own development and create a snowball effect that propelled the nation forward. Today, Japan is one of the world's leading automotive nations, and its cars are renowned for their quality, reliability, and innovative design. But what can we learn from Japan's approach? Is there a lesson that we can apply to our own lives and businesses? The answer lies in the power of adaptation and innovation. By embracing new ideas and technologies, we can accelerate our own development and create a competitive advantage that sets us apart from others. So, what do you think? Can you think of any other examples of Japan's willingness to copy and adapt Western innovations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like to discuss, please don't hesitate to reach out. In the next section, we'll be exploring the impact of Japan's automotive industry on the global economy. We'll be looking at some of the key players, trends, and innovations that have shaped the industry into what it is today. So, stay tuned for more insights and analysis. Natural pauses and rhythm for voiceover delivery. Pause for 2 to 3 seconds after each key point or example. Use a natural speaking pace, with a slight increase in tempo when highlighting key points or examples. Emphasize keywords or phrases, such as Galapagos or insular, to add emphasis and clarity. Retention hooks and engagement moments. Ask a question, such as, can you think of any other examples of Japan's willingness to copy and adapt Western innovations? Encourage viewers to share their thoughts or opinions in the comments below. Use a rhetorical question, such as, what can we learn from Japan's approach, to spark engagement and discussion. The birth of Japan's automotive industry, a copycat's tale. Imagine a world where innovation was the key to success, and companies that dared to be different were the ones that thrived. But what if I told you that some of the most successful companies in the world started out by copying others? Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? Not in Japan, where the automotive industry was born from a simple yet brilliant idea, copying the best. In the early 20th century, Japan was in dire need of a boost. The country was still reeling from the aftermath of World War II, and its economy was in shambles. But amidst the chaos, a small group of entrepreneurs saw an opportunity to turn things around. They looked to the West, specifically to the United States, where the automotive industry was booming. And what they saw was a car that would change the course of history, the Ford Model T. The Ford Model T was more than just a car, it was an engine of innovation. Introduced in 1908, it revolutionized the way people traveled, making cars accessible to the masses. But what made it truly special was its price, a mere $825, which was roughly equivalent to 2 months' wages for the average American worker. This affordable price tag made the Model T a game-changer, and it quickly became the best-selling car in the world. Enter the Japanese, who saw an opportunity to replicate the Model T's success in their own country. In 1935, the first car to be copied in Japan was the Datsun Type 11, which was essentially a clone of the Ford Model T. But here's the thing, the Japanese didn't just stop at copying the design, they went on to improve it. They added their own twist, using local materials and incorporating features that made the car even more affordable for the Japanese market. The Datsun Type 11 was a huge success, and it paved the way for Japan's automotive industry to take off. But it wasn't the only car that was copied in Japan. Another early success story was the Toyota Corona, which was based on the US market Chevrolet Nova. Introduced in the late 1960s, the Corona was a compact car that was designed to be fuel efficient and affordable. And just like the Datsun Type 11, it was a huge hit in Japan. So, what made these early copies so successful? The answer lies in the fact that the Japanese didn't just copy the design, they copied the spirit of innovation that drove the original cars. They took the best features of the Model T and the Chevrolet Nova and incorporated them into their own cars, making them even better. This approach not only saved them time and resources but also allowed them to improve upon the original designs. But here's the thing, Japan's copycat approach wasn't just limited to cars. They applied this same principle to many other industries, from electronics to textiles. And it paid off big time. Today, Japan is one of the world's leading economies, with a reputation for innovation and quality. So, what can we learn from Japan's copycat approach? The answer is simple: sometimes, the best way to innovate is to copy. But not just copy, copy with a twist. Add your own spin, use local materials, and incorporate features that make the product even better. This approach may not be revolutionary, but it's certainly effective. But here's the question: what happens when you take a copycat approach to innovation? Do you end up with a mediocre product, or do you end up with something truly remarkable? The answer lies in the details. When you copy, you're not just copying a design, you're copying a spirit of innovation that drives the original product. And that's what makes all the difference. In the next section, we'll be talking about how Japan's copycat approach led to the development of some of the most iconic cars in history. From the Nissan Skyline to the Honda Civic, these cars were born from a simple yet brilliant idea: copying the best. But that's not all. We'll also be exploring how Japan's automotive industry has evolved over the years, from the early days of copying to the present day. And we'll be looking at some of the most common mistakes that companies make when trying to innovate, and how to avoid them. So, stay tuned for the next part of this incredible story. Pause for 2 seconds. The Japanese automotive industry is a testament to the power of innovation and the importance of learning from others. By copying the best, they were able to create something truly remarkable. And it's a lesson that we can all apply to our own lives. So, the next time you're faced with a problem or a challenge, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to copy the best. Because when you do, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Pause for 3 seconds, but here's the thing: Japan's copycat approach wasn't just limited to cars. They applied this same principle to many other industries, from electronics to textiles. And it paid off big time. Today, Japan is one of the world's leading economies, with a reputation for innovation and quality. So, what can we learn from Japan's copycat approach? The answer is simple: sometimes, the best way to innovate is to copy. But not just copy, copy with a twist. Add your own spin, use local materials, and incorporate features that make the product even better. This approach may not be revolutionary, but it's certainly effective. Pause for 2 seconds. In the next section, we'll be talking about how Japan's copycat approach led to the development of some of the most iconic cars in history. From the Nissan Skyline to the Honda Civic, these cars were born from a simple yet brilliant idea: copying the best. But that's not all. We'll also be exploring how Japan's automotive industry has evolved over the years, from the early days of copying to the present day. And we'll be looking at some of the most common mistakes that companies make when trying to innovate, and how to avoid them. So, stay tuned for the next part of this incredible story. Pause for 5 seconds. The Japanese automotive industry is a testament to the power of innovation and the importance of learning from others. By copying the best, they were able to create something truly remarkable. And it's a lesson that we can all apply to our own lives. So, the next time you're faced with a problem or a challenge, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to copy the best. Because when you do, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. In the early days of Japan's automotive industry, the country's manufacturers were not exactly known for their innovative designs. In fact, they often had a rather, let's say, unoriginal approach to car making. But that all changed with the introduction of the Toyota Land Cruiser in 1955. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't Toyota just copy the Willys Jeep? Well, yes and no. While it's true that the Land Cruiser was heavily influenced by the Willys Jeep, Toyota took the basic design and added some significant improvements of their own. For one thing, they made the Land Cruiser more rugged and durable, capable of withstanding the harsh environments found in Japan's rural areas. But what really set the Land Cruiser apart was its ability to thrive in the toughest conditions. Imagine driving through a desert, navigating treacherous terrain, and crossing rivers, all while carrying a heavy load and a full tank of gas. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? But not for the Toyota Land Cruiser. This rugged SUV was designed to conquer even the most unforgiving environments, and it did so with ease. As a result, the Land Cruiser quickly became a staple in Japan's automotive lineup. It was the go-to vehicle for farmers, fishermen, and anyone else who needed a reliable ride that could handle the demands of rural life. And it wasn't just in Japan. The Land Cruiser's reputation soon spread to other parts of the world, where it became a favorite among adventurers, explorers, and anyone else who needed a vehicle that could keep up with their active lifestyle. But why was the Land Cruiser so successful? One reason was its sheer versatility. Whether you needed to haul heavy loads, drive through deep snow, or navigate rocky terrain, the Land Cruiser was up to the task. And with its robust engine and four-wheel drive system, it could handle even the toughest conditions with ease. Another reason for the Land Cruiser's success was its affordability. In an era where many cars were luxury items reserved for the wealthy, the Land Cruiser was a more affordable option that was still rugged and reliable. This made it accessible to a wider range of people, from farmers and fishermen to small business owners and entrepreneurs. So what can we learn from the Toyota Land Cruiser's success? For one thing, it shows that sometimes, copying can be a good thing as long as you add your own unique twist to the original design. And it also highlights the importance of versatility and affordability in car design. By combining these two factors, Toyota created a vehicle that was both rugged and reliable, yet also accessible to a wider range of people. But here's the thing, the Land Cruiser's success wasn't just limited to its design or features. It also played a significant role in shaping Japan's automotive industry as a whole. By creating a vehicle that was capable of withstanding harsh environments, Toyota paved the way for future 4x4 models that would go on to become some of the most iconic and recognizable vehicles in the world. So what's next for the Toyota Land Cruiser? Well, for one thing, it's still going strong today, over 60 years after its introduction. And while it may have undergone many changes and updates over the years, its core design and philosophy remain the same. It's a testament to the power of innovation and the importance of staying true to your roots. But before we move on, let's take a closer look at some of the key features that made the Land Cruiser such a success. We'll explore its design, its engine, and its four-wheel drive system, and see how these factors combine to make it one of the most iconic vehicles of all time. In the next section, we'll take a closer look at the Toyota Land Cruiser's design, and see how it was influenced by the Willys Jeep. We'll also explore some of the key features that made it so successful, and how they paved the way for future 4x4 models. As we continue our journey through Japan's automotive history, it's time to shine the spotlight on another iconic car that started it all, the Honda Accord. But, you might be wondering, what makes the Accord so special? Well, let me tell you a story of how this car's success was anything but a smooth ride. The Honda Accord, launched in 1976, was born out of a rather peculiar circumstance. You see, Honda was struggling to find its footing in the competitive Japanese automotive market. The company was heavily influenced by its American counterparts, and it wasn't until they stumbled upon the US market Ford Escort that the seeds of innovation were sown. Yes, you heard that right, the Honda Accord was directly based on the Ford Escort. But, as we'll soon discover, this copycat approach would prove to be a masterstroke. So, what made the Accord tick? For starters, its reliability and fuel efficiency were unmatched in its class. But, it was the car's affordability that truly sealed the deal. Honda's focus on quality and innovation made the Accord a sensation in Japan's automotive industry. The car's popularity soared, and it quickly became one of the best-selling models in the country. Now, you might be thinking, but what about the Ford Escort? Didn't Honda just copy it? And, yes, that's true. However, what Honda did was take the best aspects of the Escort and refine them to create a car that was uniquely Japanese. They tweaked the design, improved the performance, and added a dash of that signature Honda flair. The result? A car that was both familiar and innovative, true Japanese original. One of the most interesting aspects of the Accord's success story is how it defied expectations. At the time of its launch, many industry experts predicted that the car would flop due to its American roots. But, Honda's gamble paid off, and the Accord went on to become one of the most beloved cars in Japan's history. It's a testament to the power of innovation and the importance of taking risks in business. But, here's the thing, the Accord's success wasn't just about the car itself. It was also about the cultural and economic context in which it was launched. Japan was in the midst of an economic boom, and the Accord became a symbol of the country's rising prosperity. It was a car that was affordable, reliable, and stylish, the perfect companion for Japan's burgeoning middle class. As we reflect on the Accord's journey, it's clear that its success was a result of Honda's willingness to take risks and push the boundaries of innovation. The car's copycat origins may have seemed like a liability at the time, but they ultimately proved to be a launchpad for greatness. And, as we'll see in the next section, the Accord's influence would go on to shape the course of Japan's automotive history in ways both expected and unexpected. But, before we move on, let's take a moment to appreciate the Accord's lasting impact on the automotive industry. The car's emphasis on quality, reliability, and fuel efficiency set a new standard for Japanese manufacturers, and its influence can still be felt today. From the Toyota Camry to the Lexus ES, many of today's best-selling cars owe a debt of gratitude to the Accord's pioneering spirit. As we continue our journey through Japan's automotive history, it's clear that the Accord's story is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning. Join me in the next section as we explore how the Accord's success paved the way for a new generation of Japanese innovators, and how their creations would go on to shape the course of the automotive industry in ways both big and small. In the world of cars, innovation is key. But what happens when a manufacturer takes a different approach? Let's dive into the fascinating story of how Japan's automotive industry got its start. We've already explored the Toyota Land Cruiser and the Honda Accord, but today, we're going to talk about another iconic car that made its mark on the industry, the Nissan Skyline. You might be thinking, Nissan Skyline? Isn't that just a regular car? Well, not quite. Introduced in 1969, the Skyline was actually a direct copy of the BMW 2000 CS. Yes, you read that right, a copy. But what made the Skyline stand out was its turbocharged engine and sleek design. This combination made it a hit in Japan's performance car market, where speed and style were the ultimate goals. The Skyline's success can be attributed to its ability to adapt to the Japanese market's unique needs. Unlike the BMW 2000 CS, which was designed for the European market, the Skyline was tailored to Japan's performance-hungry enthusiasts. Nissan took the BMW's design and made it their own, adding a turbocharged engine that gave the Skyline a serious boost in power. But here's what most people don't know: the Skyline's success wasn't just about the car itself, it was also about the brand it represented. Nissan, which had previously struggled to gain traction in the Japanese market, used the Skyline to establish itself as a major player in the industry. The Skyline's popularity helped Nissan to build a reputation for producing high-performance cars that were both stylish and powerful. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the Skyline so special? Well, let me tell you a story about how this car's success paved the way for Nissan's future models. The Skyline's success was a turning point for Nissan, as it marked a shift towards a more performance-oriented approach to car making. This shift paid off, as Nissan's subsequent models, such as the GT-R and the Z, became incredibly popular in Japan and beyond. But the Skyline's impact wasn't just limited to Nissan. Its success also influenced other Japanese manufacturers, such as Toyota and Honda, to take a more performance-oriented approach to car making. This, in turn, led to the creation of some of the most iconic performance cars of all time. So, what can we learn from the Nissan Skyline story? First and foremost, it shows us that even the most unlikely of beginnings can lead to incredible success. The Skyline may have started as a copy, but it ended up becoming a legend in its own right. Secondly, it highlights the importance of adapting to market needs and creating cars that meet the unique demands of a particular region. As we continue our journey through Japan's automotive history, it's clear that the Nissan Skyline played a significant role in shaping the industry into what it is today. Its success may have been a copycat move, but it paved the way for some of the most incredible performance cars of all time. So, what's next in our journey? Stay tuned to find out. The Mazda RX-7, a rotary-powered rebel. You might be wondering how Japan's automotive industry went from copying Western cars to creating its own iconic models. Well, let me tell you a story about one car that played a significant role in Mazda's journey to becoming a performance car leader. The Mazda RX-7, launched in 1978, was a game-changer that not only stunned the Japanese market but also set the stage for Mazda's future success. The RX-7's story began with its American counterpart, the Datsun 280ZX. Yes, you heard that right, the Datsun 280ZX. The RX-7 was, in fact, based on the US market 280ZX. However, Mazda didn't just copy the design, they took it to the next level. The RX-7's sleek body was a work of art, and its rotary engine made it a performance car icon in Japan. With its advanced technology and impressive handling, the RX-7 quickly gained a loyal following among Japanese car enthusiasts. But here's the fascinating part, the RX-7 was more than just a modified version of the Datsun 280ZX. Mazda's engineers took the core design and infused it with their own innovative spirit. They worked tirelessly to perfect the rotary engine, which provided exceptional power and efficiency. The result was a car that not only looked stunning but also delivered an unparalleled driving experience. The RX-7's impact on Mazda's success cannot be overstated. Its popularity helped establish Mazda as a leader in Japan's sports car market. The RX-7 became a symbol of the brand's commitment to innovation and performance. And, as we know, innovation is key to staying ahead in the competitive world of automotive manufacturing. But what makes the RX-7 so special? For starters, it was one of the first Japanese cars to popularize the rotary engine concept. This cutting-edge technology not only provided exceptional power but also made the RX-7 stand out from the crowd. Moreover, the RX-7's sleek design influenced many future Mazda models, cementing its status as a style icon. As we continue our journey through Japan's automotive history, it's essential to remember that the RX-7 was more than just a car, it was a representation of Mazda's innovative spirit. The RX-7's success paved the way for Mazda to push the boundaries of automotive design and engineering. And, as we'll explore in our next section, the RX-7's impact can still be seen in many modern Mazda models. In the world of cars, innovation is a delicate balance between technology, design, and performance. The Mazda RX-7's remarkable journey is a testament to the power of innovation and the importance of taking calculated risks. By embracing new ideas and pushing the boundaries of what's possible, Mazda created a car that not only captivated the Japanese market but also left a lasting legacy in the automotive world. So, what do you think made the Mazda RX-7 so successful? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation. In our next section, we'll explore another iconic car that played a significant role in Japan's automotive history. Stay tuned to find out what's next. The Lexus LS, a copycat's luxury comeback in the 1980s, Japan's automotive industry was still finding its footing. Manufacturers were busy copying Western designs, but Lexus was about to change the game. Introduced in 1989, the Lexus LS was based on the Toyota Cressida, but it was so much more than just a clone. With luxurious features, reliability, and performance, the LS quickly gained a reputation as one of Japan's best luxury cars. But what made the Lexus LS such a success story? Let's take a closer look. The LS was designed to compete with the likes of Mercedes-Benz and BMW, and it certainly held its own. Its sleek exterior and spacious interior made it a hit with Japanese drivers, who were eager to upgrade from their humble beginnings in the automotive world. However, the Lexus LS was more than just a pretty face. It boasted a range of innovative features that set it apart from its competitors. From its smooth-shifting automatic transmission to its advanced safety features, the LS was a technological marvel of its time. And with a reputation for reliability that was unmatched in Japan, it's no wonder the LS became the go-to luxury car for many high-end buyers. But here's the thing, the Lexus LS was not just a copycat. While it was indeed based on the Toyota Cressida, the LS had a unique identity that set it apart from its humble beginnings. It was a car that was designed to compete with the best in the world, and it did just that. With a range of powerful engines and a luxurious interior that was unmatched in its class, the LS was a true showstopper on the roads of Japan. So, what can we learn from the success of the Lexus LS? For one, it's clear that quality and innovation are key to success in the luxury car market. By focusing on delivering the best possible experience for their customers, Lexus was able to establish itself as a major player in the global luxury car market. But here's a little-known fact, the Lexus LS was also a key player in the development of Japan's luxury car market as a whole. By setting a new standard for quality and innovation, the LS paved the way for other Japanese manufacturers to follow suit. Today, Japan is home to some of the world's most iconic luxury car brands, and the Lexus LS is widely credited with helping to establish that reputation. As we continue our journey through the history of Japan's automotive industry, it's clear that the Lexus LS played a significant role in shaping the course of luxury car history. From its humble beginnings as a copycat to its status as a true innovator, the LS is a car that continues to inspire and influence the automotive world to this day. Japan's copycat approach to innovation has been a key factor in their success as a major player in the global automotive industry. It's a story that spans decades, from the Datsun Type 11 to the Lexus LS, and it's one of innovation, improvement, and perseverance. The question on everyone's mind is, what does Japan's copycat approach to innovation mean for the global automotive industry? In this section, we'll explore how this legacy continues to shape the automotive industry today. From the Toyota Land Cruiser's rugged reliability to the Honda Accord's fuel efficiency, Japan's automotive industry has consistently improved upon Western designs to create innovative and reliable vehicles. But did Japan's copycat approach lead to a lack of originality in their automotive designs? The answer lies in their ability to take familiar ideas and add their own twist to create something new and innovative. It's like a recipe book, where they take familiar ingredients and add their own seasoning to create a unique dish. The Lexus LS, for example, was based on the Toyota Cressida, but it was so much more. It was a luxury car that combined the reliability of Toyota with the style and sophistication of a high-end European vehicle. And it was a success story in Japan's luxury car market. But what made the Lexus LS so special? Was it the advanced technology, the sleek design, or the exceptional performance? Whatever it was, it's clear that Japan's automotive industry has the ability to turn even the most familiar ideas into something truly exceptional. The Nissan Skyline, for instance, is a performance car icon in Japan, known for its speed, agility, and style. But how did it become so iconic? Was it the innovative engineering, the advanced technology, or the exceptional performance? Whatever it was, it's clear that Japan's automotive industry has the ability to turn even the most familiar ideas into something truly exceptional. Today, Japan's automotive industry continues to innovate and improve upon Western designs. They are taking familiar ideas and adding their own twist to create something new and innovative. It's a legacy that continues to shape the automotive industry today, and it's one that we can learn from. By focusing on quality, reliability, and innovation, we can create something truly exceptional. So, what is the legacy of Japan's copycat approach to innovation? Is it a lack of originality, or is it a willingness to learn, improve, and innovate? The answer lies in their ability to take familiar ideas and add their own twist to create something new and innovative. It's a recipe book that continues to shape the automotive industry today, and it's one that we can learn from. By embracing this approach, we can create something truly exceptional, a dish that's both familiar and innovative, reliable and exceptional, and truly one of a kind.